Guys, the time is finally here to start the Brewers' March to October. We're going back to where it all began, man. MLB The Show 19, the first year March to October became a thing. And the first team that I used was the Milwaukee Brewers. We won the World Series, and then since then I've used the White Sox, the Rangers, and now the White Sox again. And every time I've managed to come out on top and win the World Series. This time with the Brewers, though, however, it's going to be slightly different, rosters aside, because that time I was still playing on Hall of Fame against the CPU, but ever since that first Brewers March to October, I've been playing on Legend. So this time with the Brewers, we got to do it on Legend. And I do have to say, before we get started, because I was confused about the roster situation too, I recorded this video already thinking I knew what the roster situation was, but I've just decided to start over because I figured it'd be better to know what's going on at the start than to not. So what I had assumed was that the rosters stayed up to date. Now I know all the way back when March to October was first a thing, they said the rosters would essentially be locked on the opening day rosters for March to October. But then last year when we did the Rangers March to October, the rosters were updated, like trades and stuff that happened and upgrades and downgrades that happened throughout the year. Those were reflected in that March to October. But then when I tried to record this the first time, I was expecting the Brewers roster to be updated with, like, Willy Adames and different guys being higher overalls, different guys being lower overalls. But that wasn't the case. So this is my assumption for what happened. So these aren't technically the opening day rosters, but what I discovered when I tried this the first time is it seemed like the rosters were updated to the point that they were after SDS released their first roster update. So there's no Orlando Arcia on the Brewers, but it was too early to have Willy Adames acquired by the Brewers. And then my thought for why the Rangers were the way they were is maybe they just update the rosters again for March to October after the season's over. That would make sense. So with that out of the way, hopefully I'm up to speed. Hopefully you're up to speed with what's going on here. We're setting it on Legend. So everybody, make sure you hit the like button if you enjoy this one and subscribe for the ride of the Brewers March to October, because this could be kind of an interesting one, but let's get into it.
Despite a franchise-best third straight postseason appearance, the Brewers are hoping for a big league bounce back in 2021. Milwaukee never spent a day over 500 in 2020. The offense was MIA for most of the season, and even a modest return to form will bolster the crew's chances. The top of the roster is still elite, and if the Brewers can get off to a fast start, it will be a sign to the rest of the National League that they are back on track, and a team to be reckoned with in 2021.
The Milwaukee Brewers are hoping for better things as they begin 2021 at home here in their newly minted American Family Field against the visiting Minnesota Twins. The Brewers made the postseason last year despite finishing below 500. And for more on how they plan to contend in a feisty NL Central this year, here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, a fired-up fan base has come out tonight to try and help lift their home club to a big opening day win. And an air of anticipation is mounting as we approach the first pitch.
Brewers skipper Craig Counsell is expecting more out of his team than he got in 2020. Christian Yelich and Keston Hiura are prime bounce-back candidates. And full seasons from Lorenzo Cain and Daniel Vogelbach should help as well. Reigning NL Rookie of the Year Devin Williams and Josh Hader might be the best back end of any bullpen in baseball. If Brandon Woodruff and the rest of the starting rotation can outperform expectations, it wouldn't be a surprise to see Milwaukee return to the postseason.
Thank you, Heidi. Let's go get it. Opening day baseball is next.
And here we go. Like it says every time, as in most March to October episodes, today's action will begin in the mid to late innings. So we're taking control of this game in the 6th, and oh dang. Did nobody have... Are we throwing a no-hitter on opening day here? Hang on. The Twins have no hits. I've never seen this before. At least on opening day, I should clarify. Do we have any walks? No walks, no errors. Not just a no-hitter, it's a perfect game. Oh my god. Okay. And on top of that, Woodruff has hit a triple and is the only guy to score so far. Well, alright, I was expecting a nice laid back start to this March to October, but I feel like I kind of got to lock in here. Oh, and we get a strikeout right out of the gates, man. 3 pitches, 8th strikeout of the game. Can we get another K on the slider? Simmons is tougher to strike out. And there we go, 3-2 count. That might have actually been a ball if he took it. No, that was in the zone. Kind of sucked that he had to drive up the pitch count like that, though. Oh, no. This is always how it happens. We couldn't even have 3 batters come up to the plate before me getting upset. Just a perfect game broken up by an American League pitcher on a very late swing. Alright, well now I guess since I don't have to be completely laser focused, I can start talking about what I did want to talk about. And that's, I feel like with this March to October, this Brewers team is in a bit of a weird spot compared to where they are in real life. Because, I mean, first of all, this guy right here, if the rosters were updated, he might not even be the star player on the team just because he's had such a down year again. But if I remember right, on these rosters, he's still like a 96 overall. So throughout this March to October, Yelich is going to be the player we lean on. He's going to be the star player. And then everybody else, dudes that have had really good seasons in real life, like the rosters don't really reflect that right now. So like Woodruff, Burns, and Peralta are probably, I would honestly say, significantly worse than they would be if the rosters were updated. So we're not going to have the team strength of that insane 3-headed monster in the rotation. At least not, to the extent as it is right now. And then, I mean, Hira, he's playing a lot worse in real life, but he's going to be better on these rosters. But also guys like Narvaez, he was an all-star. That's not really going to be reflected here. I feel like Luis Urias has played, maybe if not better, he's played differently than this version of the rosters show him as, if that makes sense. We'll get into the rosters at the end of this at the end of this game, and we'll go through that all. But yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, it's weird to think that a Brewers team at the beginning of the year is just so drastically different from what they've become. But we're looking to play, just as good, if not better, than they are in real life. Take care of this NL Central. Not off to the best start at the plate though, but we just got to hold the lead. Another thing I did want to mention is for those of you who watched my White Sox March to October, I'm planning on doing things a little bit differently for this one. If you're familiar with the Rangers March to October from last year, it's kind of going to be like that, where I'm going to do it a little bit differently. First of all, there's only going to be 2 episodes per week. I'm kind of flip-flopping the pack attack schedule with the March to October schedule. I would do 3 March to Octobers a week, but this time we're cutting it down to 2, and Narvaez, buddy, you got to make this play. He's got no speed. How are we letting this happen? But anyway, yeah, I plan on having 2 episodes of the Brewers March to October a week. And then the episodes are probably going to be a little bit longer and cover more time. So like with the White Sox March to October, I played through a lot smaller chunks of the year. And that was a nice unexpected strikeout. Dang. Okay. Didn't think that would get him looking. But for the White Sox one, I typically kept it like 10 to 15 minutes long. These might end up going, 15 to 20, maybe even a little over 20 minutes long. Oh, and there's the first. Well, do you even want to call that a legit hit? It was still weak. We're going to get the bullpen up, though, now that there's 2 on. Oh, the bullpen's already up. Oh, come on, Sano, buddy. We all know you're not super disciplined. Just take a hack at something. Are you serious, Sano? Really just put together that at bat on opening day? What is this inning? A drop third strike, a weak dribbling base hit up the middle, and then a Miguel Sano take on a 3-2 count. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that this is how they just took the... I'm trying not to get upset in the first episode, but they are making it very tough right now. We all saw how those 2 runs came across. There's no reason to dwell on it. Everybody knows what happened. Let's get Devin Williams in here, try and shut things down. Don't let it get any worse than it is. This should be 2. Let's not mess this up. Perfect. We keep just beating the ball into the ground. I feel like we've had 4 groundouts so far in this one. And we got somebody on top of the dugout railing. Who is that? What are you doing up there? Wow, what a pitch on 3-2. Wow, are you serious? He just struck me out on back-to-back slurves as the strikeout pitch. Those might have been the best 2 slurves in baseball history. Oh, come on. At least if you're going to get a hit at this point, please hit it hard. That is 4 weak base hits. And I checked. If that one 78 exit velo, 3 of their 4 base hits are under 80 miles per hour off the bat. And the 4th one wasn't that much higher. I'm pretty sure the one that was above 80 was the Buxton single up the middle. Alright. I guess they don't want us to strike him out right now, because they are doing everything in their power to not whiff on 2 strikes. There we go. Finally got a strikeout on not even a good strikeout pitch, but I'll take it. We kind of got to do something. I don't want to wait till the bottom of the 9th to try and tie it up. They got Tyler Duffy coming in, and that's perfect, because now we can bring in Dan. Vogelback is going to take care of things right here, let me tell you. Alright, I'll accept that. I'll walk out of Vogelback. You know, the expectation is he does it in 1 swing, but I guess they were just afraid. I kind of want to bunt him over, but I don't have confidence that'll work. Oh, wait, this isn't going to be 2. Alright, that's fine. That's a bunt. Oh, and there's no reason I should be missing that. Way behind on 93. That can't happen. We got Yelich, though. Yelich in a favorable matchup, too. All he needs is a base hit. Oh, and they're gonna... Yeah. But we still got Hira, who is really good against righties still. Well, at least his power is. That... What? I could have sworn off the bat that looked like it was going right back up the middle. Suitor, buddy, let's just keep it where it's at here. Can't make it any tougher on myself at this point. Oh, what a spot there. I feel like Suitor, honestly, is going to be a pretty reliable arm when I'm actually in control, because he's got a lot of accuracy, and not a whole lot of people have that on Legend difficulty, it seems. At least to that degree. Look at that. That's right on the edge. And we had him swing. We located the same exact spot, really. Come on, there we go. Wong with the nice play. Suitor with the nice inning. And now it's in the hands of our offense. Have to score a run here. That's a good swing if it weren't for the shift. Ugh. Oh, no way. Oh, that was bad. Please? No. I said please. Oh, dude, that's gotta be a tie game right there with Shaw. No shot. The cutter like a changeup there. I was way out in front. I got some work to do with this team, don't I? Well, starting things off with a loss is not ideal. And it was kind of a sucky way, the way we gave up our 2 runs, but I guess at the end of the day, if I didn't get a single hit at the plate, maybe I didn't deserve to win anyway. So we are going to get off to a cold start to the season here. I'm trying to remember if I've ever lost the first game before. I feel like it's something I usually win. So yeah, how many losses are we going to start out with in this one? Oh, maybe not, because we get to play the second game of the year here. And it looks like we're coming into that one in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs, down 2, but we got 2 on. But before we get into that, I am going to go through our rosters here We're gonna look at what we've got, what we can improve, and just have a fun time doing it, you know? All right, so what do we got here? I'm just gonna look from this screen. Colton Wong to lead things off. And yeah, this is an example of a card that would probably have a lot better attributes if the rosters were up to date, because I feel like, at least what I can remember in Diamond Dynasty, is he's continued to get upgrades. He should still be solid. You got to remember, offline it's a scale up to 99, not up to 125. So 66, 67 contact, that's 2/3 full. So he should be pretty solid in the leadoff spot if we keep him there. And Lorenzo Cain, that's pretty much what you'd expect. High fielding, high contact. He might hit some dingers against lefties. And then yeah, here's Yelich. He's still pretty highly rated here. All of his hitting stats looking really good. His fielding is going to be fine as long as we keep him in left. He'll have that bronze badge. And Keston Hiura, it's saying he's a 71. Really, the only single stat that jumps off the page is that 88 power against righties. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering back, the first roster update that they did, like I said, which I think this is coming after the very first roster update, but that first roster update knocked Keston down a lot. But I do think, especially at first base, with not having to then worry about his fielding, really, I feel like he's going to be alright. Like, I think back to Danny Mendick in the White Sox March to October. He seemed to bat around 300 all year with probably the same-ish contact ratings, but Hira's got more power. So Hira might actually be able to put together a pretty solid season for us. Narvaez, I'm actually surprised he's a 79. I didn't think he was that good until he heated up this year. But he's got those normal splits there, really good against righties as a lefty bat. His glove isn't that bad behind the dish. And then I guess I should be on the no DH lineups because we are a National League team. So we got Jackie Bradley Jr. Again, what you'd expect, high fielding, not crazy hitting, but the Danny Mendick example stands. Then we got Shaw. He's pretty much looking like Keston there on hitting, except those are normal splits. So he's not going to be good against lefties. And then Luis Urias, good fielding, which at shortstop is nice to see. In that hitting, he's got good contact against lefties, but that's about it. Against righties, he is gonna be, it's gonna be kind of rough. Those are like pitcher numbers. And then our bench situation looks like we got 5 bench guys. We got Vogelback, Manny Pena, Daniel Robertson, Derek Fisher, and Avi. So just looking at things right here, I think this is what I'm going to do here. I think we're going to have, or no, actually these lineups are fine against righties. I don't really see the need to make any change here. But what I'm going to do against lefties is, first of all, I think Urias could actually be a pretty good leadoff bat against the lefty with that high contact. Kane will be a good 2. They already got Pena in, that's what I was planning on doing, and then I think I'm going to have Avi in against the lefties. He doesn't have bad fielding. I mean, 69 fielding is not unusable by any means, but he's definitely going to be a better bat against the lefty than Jackie Bradley Jr. is. And I'm gonna have to see how these guys do, because it might be worth it to just start Avi over Jackie Bradley Jr. anyway, because his hitting numbers against righties are a decent amount better also. So yeah, that's definitely something to keep an eye on. And man, I don't like the idea of having Daniel Robertson start over there at third, but Shaw is really bad against the lefties. But here's the pitching. We've got Brandon Woodruff, Corbin Burns, and Freddie Peralta. Don't know why he was not third in the rotation, but I'm pretty sure when I looked at the real rosters, all of these guys were at least 3 overall higher. Or I guess I should say updated rosters, not real, because these are real too. But overall, that's still a pretty solid rotation. 3 guys over an 80, and even these other 2. I mean, a 72 is the 5 spot in the rotation. That should be solid enough. And then our bullpen, I feel like Williams and Hader, we're going to be able to rely on those two guys every time they pitch. Suter, I enjoyed using him. And then I feel like Justin Topa is going to be solid too with his velo. And then I don't know how he'll play yet, but I know Yardley has a funky delivery, so I don't know if that affects the CPU. And then it seems like Lindblom is just kind of your standard long relief guy. But we could definitely, I mean, we only got 2 lefties, so I think that might be the priority. You know what, actually, I think I'm going to handle this between episodes because I want to take my time to look through specific guys, but I also want to get into this game here. So let's play it, man. We got a chance to clutch up. 2 on, 2 out, 2 down, 2 runs down. Let's see if we can do it.
Heidi, put this one into context for us.
Having dropped their season opener yesterday, this team is hungry to record their first win and set up a series-deciding game tomorrow. Of course, the guys in the other dugout would love to spoil those plans and start off 2-0. Matt, we are headed for an exciting finish today between 2 competitors trying to get their young seasons off to a strong start.
Impossible to hit, and he misses with it. Struck him out, so he'll strain.
I'm realizing right now that there might have been a chance that I had myself muted that whole time. I mute whenever Heidi talks. I've never forgotten to unmute. I'm just trying to figure out what I can do if I was muted, but anyway, I feel like the game's mocking me at this point because we haven't won a game. They're saying finally. They're saying finally. That's when you know it's getting ridiculous. We're 0-5, and it looks like we're gonna be having a chance here to make another comeback. Down 1-0 against the Cubs. We got 3 innings to do it. But that is where I'm going to call this episode here. Again, we'll probably be moving through more of the season per episode, and the episodes are probably going to be longer, but for this first one, just because we went over the rosters and all that, I'm going to cut it here. And we got to bounce back from, I think probably, I can safely say, the worst start I've ever gotten off to in a March to October. But again, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm on the road to 1,000 right now. We got a long way to go. But I hope everybody enjoyed this one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in episode 2. Let's bounce back.